All right, listen up. This is what we're gonna do before we start working. I'm gonna do a roll call. Where's Mom?
At work. Dad.
Did I ask you to speak?
No.
Mom's at work. All right, she's AWOL. Noted. Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
I forgot, don't breathe on me, you're sick. Probably still contagious. All right. Stop coughing. I didn't tell you to cough. And you stop smiling, wipe that little smirk off your face. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We are going to pick up pieces of wood. We're gonna start up there, we're gonna do it again. I did it yesterday, it was pretty easy. I don't wanna hear any complaining out of you. And then we're gonna go onward and start cutting. Good? Any questions? Let's do this. Nope, turn around and grab it. Nope, leave it like that. Turn around. Nope. Get over there, turn around. Face, there you go. And just grab and walk. All right, Caleb, follow her. Everyone's got gloves. It's hard to find good help these days.
Not the little stuff.
No, not the little stuff. Bigger stuff, like this. So,
I was worried, like, are you kidding
this
about that?
is mulch. That stays there. The bigger stuff, we're gonna pick up. To the side, we'll.
Ooh, is it gonna tip?
No, it has two wheels, it shouldn't tip. I've got the kids picking up where I left off, and I promised them just a couple hours of work. You're doing great. You're doing great.
What are you gonna do?
Same thing you're doing, girl. Don't you ask what I'm gonna do. I'm the boss. If I want to sit in my truck and get my hands warm, then I will do that. Do you understand me? Bigger than your stick. And keep 12 in your hand, you know what I mean?
What about this right here?
I'll be back. Good. One. This is what we've done so far. We've added to the piles. We created a third pile. So as you can see, we've got 3 little bonfire piles. I covered up the middle. If I do decide to burn, that's the one I'm doing first, and then I'll just feed from the 2, along with picking up more brush and just throwing it in. So we did that for about an hour and 15 minutes. And in the last hour, we've been cutting all the little trees down the border, I guess, that I'm trying to make. It's a beautiful Sunday. It's kind of cloudy, but that's okay. I got this idea from another YouTuber. He covered it up so it stays dry. I don't have a big enough tarp to cover the whole thing, but as long as the center stays dry. And then what he ended up doing was he waited for it to rain. The ground got saturated, and then he was able to burn it and not have to worry about the rest of it. Now what I am gonna do is I'm gonna take my metal rake and just kind of push all this off to the side where there's just bare ground. Good work today, recruit. I told them that if they help me without complaining, that they would get lunch.
You kind of complained.
She complained a little bit, but what she didn't know, she heard lunch. What she didn't know is that I'm gonna order like stacks of pancakes, and the only thing that she's gonna order is toast.
What?
Just kidding. So that's pretty much it for the day. We'll continue on the rest of the week. Okay. I didn't record it, but the snow has all melted, the ground has unfrozen, and I was able to get up on the driveway, but then I got stuck at the bottom. I had to winch myself out, and I drifted pretty much the whole front part of the driveway until I made contact with mulch right in the center. Interesting. It's gonna be even more interesting getting out of this mess. This will probably be the last time that I come up here with my vehicle until I am able to grade it and put some gravel down, because I'm just creating even worse mess. Now, today's special. Finally got that tool in, and let me show you. And here it is. Say hello to my little friend. FS 131, 1.9 horsepower, something amount of torque, 24-ounce gas tank, 7,000 RPMs, and 12.1 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal. Thank you, Gardenome, for the info. When it got this, picked it up, and now I'm gonna cut some little trees down with ease as I just stroll through the woods. I think never used one of these. This is my first steel product, so I am officially a real man. Time to do work. How's it going?
My indoor game is at 6.
Indoor game at 6?
And then I have practice after that.
The goal is to tire you out, to see how much heart you have during the game.
Challenge accepted.
Come on, let's do more work. Googly moogly. This oak will stand. We'll see how it does this summer and spring. There's quite a few oaks out here. They're just very small. All right, there we go, guys. I cleared out a pretty good bit in about an hour and a half with this machine. And check out my 2 piles. I did all these and all these. And some of these were a couple inches, maybe 2.5, 3 inches. But starting to look good. Starting to clear out. Again, I'm trying to selective cut. It's mainly cutting all the ones that are super close together and the very small ones that really don't have a chance. All right, that's it for today. All right, today's goal is going to be to get this shovel and dig out the driveway a little bit wider and put a little bit of dirt in the ditch. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Let's get to work. This is what I'm talking about. When you come off the road and we turn into our driveway, there's a bit of a little ditch here. Well, I was told by VDOT came out here and inspected it to see if I needed a culvert. They said I do not need a culvert. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take some dirt, fill this in just a tad bit. I'm gonna widen this part out to maybe probably another 5 feet. My goal is to have the driveway kind of come in at an angle instead of doing a right turn and then a turn this way. I want to be able to kind of at an angle go in and then continue going straight down the driveway. So I'm gonna level this out. I'm gonna fill this in just a tad bit. I'm gonna widen this out probably another 5 feet. Yeah, that should be good for now. I've also called a couple companies. I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace for guys that can that have big trucks that can get gravel, that can, you know, lay the gravel down. Because the other day this was super muddy and it's dried out a little bit today, but I slid, got stuck in all this mud and had to winch myself out of that, off of that tree there, which was a little exciting. All right, let's get to work. Enough talk. I've been told I talk too much. Yeah, this is gonna be a little harder than I thought. Really wish I had my BFF right now. This is what I have and I'm done. I've been out here about an hour and 20 minutes and I pretty much just, whatever was on the sides that I used the mini excavator to move dirt, I kind of pushed it back up, try to even it out. You can see there's little divots there. And what I'm really proud of is that I did get to extend the driveway out. I would say, and I was here, so about 4 feet. I wanted 5, but 4 feet is good for now. Filled in the ditch a little bit with dirt, kind of spread it even. I want to gradual come up to the driveway. But the next step, and again, I'm looking on Facebook Marketplace and I'm calling around to companies, but I probably need a couple tons of gravel and I'll need it spread. So I'm waiting on a quote now and hopefully that happens sooner than later. I'm not gonna drive the truck up here anymore just because, you know, I had to winch myself out. Not because I'm getting stuck, but because it's just making a big mess. All right, well, that's enough work for today. Leveled it out. Now I'm just gonna let it dry, not drive on it, and wait for some gravel to get here. Hopefully within the next week, I could get that done. But until then, I'll continue parking over there and I'll continue working on the trees. Hello. So today I am meeting with someone at the property. His name is Jose, and we're gonna talk about grading. Called a couple companies up. He's the first one to be able to come out. Called him up yesterday, and I just said, hey, I need about 200 feet and 10 feet wide of grading for a driveway. And yeah, he's gonna come out and check it out, and he's gonna let me know how much that's going to be. I also called a couple companies about gravel, and we're gonna go with crush and run, just to kind of just have it and prepared for construction in the long run, in the long term. Once I get it graded, I'll call the gravel company up, and they quoted me for 16 tons of gravel, $700. I'm gonna wait for him. He should be here within the next 15 minutes. I am also gonna do some cutting with my steel trimmer.
Nice to meet you, sir.
So, yeah, quote me on how much 57 would be.
I honestly will say use the number 3. It's the same price between 57
Oh, okay.
and number 3.
Come on over here. Let's talk. So what Jose and his partner said was that they would get a power rake. I don't even know what that is, but they'll come over here and they'll grade it and make it nice, and I can inspect it and, you know, give the blessings. But for 200 feet of driveway, which is my guess, from the road all the way to where the opening is, that's where I want to stop, for now anyway. So that part is going to be $1,100 to grade. So $1,100. Now he asked, hey, do you want us to bring gravel and gravel it? My plan is, and my thought process is, I don't want to grade it and then not be able to drive here or drive on it. If I grade it without gravel, I'm gonna mess it up, and I'm gonna have to regrade because it's gonna leave ruts and things like that. I want to do it together, or as close to together as possible. He just quoted me to get, he actually recommended 57 or number 3s. I'm learning this gravel lingo as we go, but apparently crush and run, there's the 57s, which is kind of crush and runs and like 1 to 2 inch rocks. And then number 3s, I'm learning are bigger stone, like 3 inches. Number 3 for 3 inch. Well, anyway, if I'm wrong, leave it in the comments. This is what I'm kind of gathering and putting together. What he quoted me for number 3, which would be able to hold heavy machinery. It's not going to sink in the mud. It'll last a long time with heavy vehicles running through it. Almost 30, I want to say almost $3,000 for 30 ton. $3,000 for 30 ton, and then $1,100 for grading. It comes out to about $4,000. Let me know in the comments, is that a good deal? Because I have no idea, first time doing something like this. $4,000 to grade 200 feet of driveway by 10 feet in width, and and number 3 stone, 30 tons of it to spread. Now he even said, hey, 30 tons might be stretching it thin, especially I want the driveway widened probably another 5 feet, and he was saying about the curves of the driveway, if we want to be able to get bigger machinery, dump trucks and things like that in here, that they're going to need that width to turn, which makes sense. And he said if we make it wide, then that means a little bit extra stone, which again makes sense. Things to think about, and I will be doing more research, making more phone calls. I have another guy coming out on Saturday to give me his pricing. So, you know, I'm doing a little bit of shopping around. I'm not just gonna go with the first contractor I see. Nice guys, seem pretty knowledgeable. Now we just see what else we could find. All right, let me show you what I've done. So this was from the other day. I started kind of where I left off, and instead of going straight down the boundary, which is that way, I kind of just, I'm cutting almost like a circular area. You see there's some twigs, some trees that I haven't picked up yet, but it might not look it. This was super thick, and now it's all opened up, which is great. Some of these bigger trees are gonna go too, just not right away. And I went all the way, I cleared all this and all the way up to pretty much right there. One thing that's funny is that I'm cutting all these trees and it's so dense that when I cut it, they're still standing up. So I'm missing a lot. I go to grab it thinking that I cut it and it's still stuck to the ground. And I mean, that's probably like these right here, these. Like I passed through this whole area thinking that I cut all these. Look at all that denseness. I mean, just very small trees. You can actually, I don't know if you can see the caution tape. It's going all the way back there. I'll get closer and closer to my boundary as the days go on, just little by little, right? Oh, and let me show you the pile that I accumulated just today. I have been working for exactly an hour, and this is what I came up with. I would say this is probably a good 100, maybe 120, 140 twigs, like saplings. Some of them, I mean, some of them aren't, like this log, obviously I grabbed, and there were a couple that were the shredded pieces. It's a lot, And I'm accumulating piles this weekend. I must burn, I have to do something. Now with this other, trying to get gravel and grade so that I'm able to drive up, yeah, I think that's gonna have to come first, you know, as far as dishing out money. And my thought process is I want to do it right the first time. So grading it, putting the bigger stone, I don't want it to wash away, I don't want it to get ruts. I want to do it right the first time. And I mean, if I have to pay a little bit more, then I will, but I just don't want to. So when I go home tonight, I'm calling and I'm shopping around, and I'm gonna see if I can find the best deal. All right, guys, good morning. It's 08 in the morning. Got Caleb and I out here. Janice and Amelia are coming later. I'm supposed to meet the guy at 8, but he texted me last night that he won't be here in the morning. He'll be here maybe in the afternoon. I told him if I'm still here, that's cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start burning. All right, let's get to work. Well, we got it to burn. I didn't record the process because I wanted to start burning as early as possible. So we got here at 8. It is now about 8:45. We prepped it. The middle was dry, but it rained all day yesterday, so ground is saturated, which is exactly what I wanted. Caleb and I pushed all the mulch as best we could out of the way, and then we're gonna monitor it, just make sure it stays contained, and continue feeding it from here. All right, guys, I've got it flowing pretty good. I've been adding from this pile right here. As you can see, that's coming down slowly but surely. This pile is getting lower and lower. By the time I got the fire smoking hot, it was probably 8:40. It is now 10:30. So, ouch, ow! We've been working for about 2 hours. We've been working for about 2 hours. Caleb's over there cutting trees. course, little pyro. Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Sound good.
Welcome to Rugged Haven.
Yeah! I saw you on TV.
No, this isn't rugged.
Fight a fire.
I know, right?
How do you put that out before you leave? No. Let it just
Yeah.
burn?
Yeah, just let it burn.
Man, dude, I haven't been in a brush fire since I was back home.
No,
That's crazy.
and it's so funny because I'm like, I came here, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start the fire, then I'm gonna start cutting the trees.
You said we haven't
Dude,
done
I've been
a
looking at the
bonfire.
I know,
fire,
dude.
just like,
Changes everything.
yeah.
You need to bring, okay, you need to.
YouTube.com/thisroscoe.
That's how you know it was good.
So I just got done eating because I was starving, and these are my longtime friends. Ross and I were actually in the Marine Corps together. So I've known Ross since we were. He was 18. I was 19. So that's going on like 27 years.
What about
Nah.
Annie?
Yeah, Annie. And then I told Ross to date Annie, and they ended up getting married. I was the best man at the wedding, and
Not my first choice.
yeah,
That's true.
minor details. Anyway.
I'll just go over here now.
We don't need to go
So
on.
Ross is a famous YouTuber himself, and I'm just trying to get up to his status.
Edit that out. I don't feel good about that.
No? Do it again.
Do it again from the top. Make it authentic.
Ross look younger with
That was authentic. I couldn't get
I
any
know, I
more.
love, and I like your hair.
Thank you.
Hollywood.
Like your hair. I was working out in
Put
the
this
garage,
there.
minding my business. Amelia comes out there before jiu-jitsu, so I was just bad-mouthing you to Dad. I was like, I've been here for an hour.
Girl.
Like, I live with 3 Omars.
Where do your
guys.
loyalties lie? You're with the ladies.
I
You're
tell
with the
them all the
ladies.
time. I live with 3 Omars.
I opened the door to let the dogs out, and
I
she
said,
hears
where
me
do your
say good
loyalties
googly
lie? And she
moogly.
walked up and
She
snuggled
says
up.
that.
I said, you're with the
No,
ladies.
it's true. It was freezing outside the other night, and he walked out and said, "Good googly moogly." I was like, I live with 3 Omars.
She literally said,
Goo-
what?
googly
She
moogly.
said,
You
what'd
did not say that.
It's a family motto.
Are you still video recording?
Yeah.
Putting all this online.
Oh, hell yeah. Hey Siri, start a 30-minute timer. All right, so here's the plan. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now. We're leaving at 3. We're gonna let this die down. While we're waiting for that hour, we're gonna cut some trees down and just kind of kill time. Took a little nap, feel better. And well, it really wasn't a nap, just kind of resting my eyes from all the smoke. But we did some pretty good damage. If you notice, this pile completely gone. The pile that we started with burned down, and then the pile on the other side were larger trees that we piled up there, and I just used the chainsaw and was cutting them into pieces and dumping it in the fire. But 3 good piles. We covered that one up over there. Do that some other time, and we've got 2 to 3, actually 3 piles of trees close by, so that when that one starts burning, we can add to it. So that's the plan. Right now, let's cut trees. Less and less dense. This is the right boundary, and if you look straight ahead, I don't know if you can see it through the trees, but there's the big oak right there. Got a lot done and burned a few piles, which was awesome. And next week we'll burn some more as we cut some more. I promise to show area footage. It's probably not going to be the best, but this is what I've got. First week was nothing but raw land. By the end of the first week and into the second week, I was able to get a driveway done, and I rented an excavator to dig up roots and further solidify that driveway. On the third week, I did cutting, and Matt came to the rescue with his forestry mulcher from his company and cut out a pretty big area. enough space for me to start laying large piles of brush. In a month of work, I feel like we've accomplished a lot. And first month down, again, for those of you guys who are following, I truly appreciate you guys. For those of you who are watching, I truly appreciate. Leave comments, I truly appreciate those. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the next one. Hey guys, remember when I said I was a horrible drone operator? You noticed something weird about the wings? Yeah, so as soon as I took off, it told me low battery and it was trying to land again. And well, it landed right over there, right in the center of that smoldering fire. But well, those two are melted together. And those are, yeah, I think it'll be okay. I think it'll still fly.